Hey guys, Josh here, and in this video, we'll be taking a first look at Hotel Galactic, a new hotel management sim currently available in early access on Steam. Created by the developers at Ancient Forge, this world inspired by Japanese classic animation is brought to life through hand-painted visuals and without the use of any generative AI or store-bought assets. They are also supporting the channel by sponsoring this video, in which I will be showing you through my first 20 days, so you get an idea of what the gameplay is like, if it's something for you or not, and now let's dive into it. I create a new save file, and there I have the choice between story mode and sandbox. I do want some structure for my first playthrough, so I go for the story mode. The opening animation is narrated in Japanese, and it looks like we're taking the role of a wandering spirit, also known as Pilgrim, which only appears once every 100 million years. We arrive on Imoshima Island where we meet Gustav, who speaks a mysterious language that is not Japanese. Gustav is a ghost who's been stuck here for a very long time, along with his friends Maklo and Tukyuk. I will be helping them with rebuilding their hotel that has been abandoned. But first, I need to retrieve Tukyuk's son called Sparn, who is stuck behind this rubble on the harbor. Since I'm a spirit, that's an easy task. I just click on Sparn, drag him where everybody else is, and mission complete. Now that the whole team is here, we get to work, or at least they get to work as I instruct them to clean all the rubbish and cobwebs in the lobby. Gustav then asks me, what should this place say? Should it be cozy and welcoming? Maybe a peaceful place to reflect? Somewhere inspiring, or confident and intentional? Honestly, I'm still not sure why I'm here or what we're doing exactly, but I can't let it show, so let's go for the confident look. He asks me if green is okay, that's perfect, and with his magic, he transforms the decrepitated lobby into this luxurious room filled with elegant green furniture and golden accents. I'm confident this will impress our guests, but just a lobby is not enough. They will also need a place to sleep. I instruct the workers to gather some wood and stone, which they will put into the storage room, and meanwhile, I plan the blueprints for 2 guest rooms on the 2nd floor. We also get the harbor repaired, and here comes a merchant ship. They are selling a crafting station, a crate with crafting supplies, and another one with cooking ingredients. I don't have too much money, but I buy everything because that is what the quest wants me to do. I put the crafting station in front of the entrance, and I order the production of a few beds and chairs so that whenever one of my workers is free, they will come and craft them, and I'll then be able to place them into the rooms. Like any good hotel, we are also going to be serving food, so we build a beautiful dining room, clean up the kitchen, and I get to set up the menu. I have to design a recipe myself with these strange ingredients that we have. I'm not too sure where to start, but let's go with these Russell's pasta, peppers, and I don't know, everything's a bit strange, but skyberries. It doesn't look too appetizing, it is just these 3 ingredients boiled and put on a plate. The pepper is not even cut, but you know what? There is nowhere else to eat on this island, so I'm confident it will sell. We are now open for business, and the perfect timing. A huge ship is making its way towards the island. Meet its captain, Pansipa, who will generously act as a shuttle, bringing guests in and out every day. She's by herself right now, but she returns a few hours later with our very first 2 guests. I assign each of them to a room where they will stay for 1 night. They go upstairs to drop off their stuff, then they rush back down to the dining room. I know they're here for our specialty dish, that's the only thing we have, but as a courtesy, we still take their order. To ensure that everything runs smoothly, I have a look at the tasks manager, where I can see all of the workers' skills and what tasks they prioritize. Since Tukyuk is skilled at service, I give him a high priority for taking orders, and Maklo is great at cooking, so I give him a high priority in the kitchen. Sparn will do a bit of everything, and if you're wondering about Gustav, he's not quite ghosting us. He's still around hunting the place, but not doing any actual work. When an order makes it to the kitchen, it gets cooked, usually by Maklo, but sometimes others have to take his place. And when it's done, I click on the dish for someone to deliver it. These first guests that we have are from the Pinkton species. Their mouth is a trumpet and they love music, so I put a radio for them in the dining room. After a wild night of dancing and eating boiled peppers, they check out and it's time to clean their rooms before the next guests arrive. In the basement, that's where we find the sleeping quarters for the staff, and right next to that, a laundry room, but there is a barricade blocking the way. So I tell my staff to get rid of that and to change the sheets, which gets done just in time for our next guest. So the cycle repeats. We take their food orders, serve them, they check out, we do the laundry, clean up the tables, and pick up trash that piles up over time around the hotel. The way things work is I have to keep an eye on everything at all times, give my workers instructions when something needs to be done, and these instructions get added to a queue, kind of like in The Sims, so it is more of an active experience than what you would find in most other management games. Pink Tens are pretty chill and forgiving, but after eating all of these delicious boiled veggies, they want a restroom, which is fair, so I build one for them. The more satisfied a guest is, the more goo they produce, which goes into these tubes we have in the basement. Just to clarify, this goo is not related to the toilets we just built, or at least I don't think, but Pink Tens produce this blue goo. We will need other species for the other colors, and it can be used for research. There is this big research tree with things from increasing the speed and efficiency of workers, to new types of rooms, furniture sets, but I start with basic storage, which will allow me to craft crates to store more different material types, as the crates I started with are not enough. Things are getting busier, and research will require an active worker to do things with the goo. So to make that easier, once in a while this ship will show up, letting me hire new crew members. Here's our newest one, Dempo, who is a Pink Ten. Our hotel is certainly starting to get some attention, but not all attention is good. These shady guys just arrive. Here's Shady Guy 1 and Shady Guy 2. It appears that we don't have the proper registration to run this establishment, so Shady Guy 1 and 2 take out their sledgehammers and hit the elevator, which instantly creates cobwebs. I don't know how that works, but stranger things have happened. The Shady Guys have not done their job really well, as the elevator is still working fine, but I still repair it just to get rid of the cobwebs. Now that Dempo is part of the crew, the staff quarters are starting to get packed, and I will need to research how to build a new one. There are 3 furniture sets to research as prerequisites. It will take some time, so I get started on that. Up until now, all of my guests have been Pink Tens, but today we discover a new species, the Toravis, and these guys will reward me with green goo. All of the species may have slightly different needs and behaviors, but the biggest difference is their food preferences. They all have their own likes and dislikes, so if I want a lot of goo, I can't just serve the same boiled pastime peppers to everyone. I'm also running very low on ingredients. The merchant does not show up very often. I cannot farm yet, and that is becoming a problem. I managed to elaborate a new recipe using boiled tentacles, grapes, and peaches, all ingredients that are not in the first dish, so hopefully everyone can find something they like and my reserves can last a bit longer. The routine is setting in. I add some sofas and rugs to make the bedrooms cozier, recruit another worker, but after this one I will really need the staff room. Luckily, the research is done, so I place the blueprint and we start building. Construction is going along well, until I noticed we don't have enough fiber and rope, and I don't know how to get more. There is this star grass everywhere on the island that I assume is where you get fiber from, but I need a sickle to collect it, and I don't know how to make one. On day 10, the merchant ship is back, and this took me a while to figure out, but in the top right corner of the screen, these dots represent all of the upcoming days, and the colored stripes indicate whenever a special ship is coming, the teal colored ones being for the merchant. I purchased some roselight willow seeds since I know there will be gardening eventually, and I also buy whatever food ingredients they have for sale. I am running into some issues now because these guests eat a lot. Despite my new purchases, ingredients are limited, orders keep coming in, and now nothing is happening in the kitchen. And that is when I notice that our chef, Maclo, is sleeping. That's fair, let's give him some time. He wakes up a few hours later. Guests are still waiting. I'm thinking he's gonna go straight to the kitchen. But no, he has a quest for me. And for him to explain it, he has to walk all the way to the very back of the island, ignoring all of his work. The rest of the staff eventually catches up in the kitchen. One of them falls asleep on the floor while trying to serve a dish. We are struggling, but we're making it work. Thankfully, we have very patient and understanding guests, such as this guy who has been waiting for his food for over 9 hours already. Going back to Maklo, he says we ain't doing half bad. He clearly has no idea what's going on inside, and he shows me this floating island in the distance, which is where we could grow crops, making the whole food situation a lot easier to manage. How can we even get to this island? Well, let's ask Pansipa. She knows a guy who can help, but it will take a few days, and she will need one of my workers to go with her. I send Dempo. We will be short of a crew member for a few days, but it should be worth it. Now, this quest is telling me to wait for Marietta to come back. I don't know who Marietta is. Maybe I went through some of the dialogue too quickly, but I'll wait. With our current crew shortage, I can't keep up with the restaurant, so I apologize to this guest. His name is Cedrux. I tell him we can't take his order and that he has to check out immediately. Without complaining, he takes his bag, walks out, and actually, there is another reason why I kicked him out. It's not just because we're too busy, but also we just built this taxi pad that is supposed to let customers check out at any time of day, and I've been so curious to see how it works. I don't know why, I was expecting him to just jump down, but that's not what happens. A flying taxi car stops by to pick up the guest. In the driver's seat is Felicia, who seems to be quite familiar with Maklo. They're having a little chat. And as you can see, she's also getting familiar with Cedrux. They're already on top of each other. Multitasking, Felicia is asking Maklo about Gustav, and turns out he really ghosted her, and she had not heard anything from him in over 20 years. It seems like there was something going on between them, and as Gustav rushes outside to clarify the situation, she takes off with Cedrux, and they live happily ever after, I imagine. While we're waiting for Marietta to return, I research how to craft sickles, so we can start cutting the stargrass, and indeed, that is how we get fiber. We are just missing rope, but first we have great news from Pansipa. She got her hands on the blueprint for a grapple machine strong enough to pull the farming island towards us. She also has a confession to make. Are you ready for it? A little spoiler. Her real name is not Pansipa, but Marietta. Now, the grapple machine she was talking about is this. I know it looks like a watering can, but it's some sort of grappling hook. I can trust her, it should work. However, it will require rope. It takes me a few days to save enough goo to research the loom and then craft it. But here it is, and now I can finally transform fiber into rope. This is a great breakthrough. The new staff quarters are ready to welcome extra workers. And they don't look like watering cans anymore, but we use our grappling machines to pull the farming island, and we connect it securely with a bridge. There is some cleaning up to do, but this is where we will be able to have our gardens. To teach us the ropes of farming, we have Ayaka, this adorable mandragora-looking creature. She asks me to repair the garden beds. Easy, that's all good. And then she suggests we grow willow grape vines. She says, take these little seeds please and plant them with care. The problem is, I don't think she actually gave me the seeds, as when I click on the gardens, the only option that shows up is for roselight willow seeds, the ones that I bought earlier. Still, I plant the roselight willow seeds, but it's obviously not the right crop for the quest, and I can't even water them because Ayaka has not taught me how yet, and she won't teach me until I plant the correct seeds. To make things worse, 2 of my workers have been stuck for days at the spot where we grappled the island, and I don't know how to get them back to work. That is when I decide to wrap things up and to have a look at the Steam page. The developers are well aware of the issues, and they have posted a repair roadmap listing critical bugs to be fixed as soon as possible. They fully admit that the game should have been in production for a bit longer before the early access release, and they have been doing their best to turn things around, with 4 patches already released within a week, and they are planning to make it up for early access players, with compensation such as exclusive furniture items that we can look forward to. I think there is a lot of potential here. We have a very charming atmosphere, interesting management mechanics, a rewarding progression with the research tree, and I have been enjoying my time up until I got stuck. I want to make sure I paint a clear picture of this game, so keep in mind there are issues with the current early access, but if you are interested in giving it a try, reading the roadmap, if you'd like to see for yourself if Felicia will ever come back for Gustav, then you can check out Hotel Galactic using the link in the description. Thanks again to Ancient Forge for sponsoring today's video. Let me know in the comments if you have played this game, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all in the next video.